Mind of Marbury Volume 8. You know what I'm saying? Um, I could get the camera and record it, but I don't want to. So I'm also not walking. Where usually I'm walking in the street at night, but now I'm just in my sister's office at night. I was just writing the novel. Actually, I'm currently writing. I was writing life is like a zoo theory in the novel. Where 31-year-old JY is comparing life to like a zoo. You know, he's working on it right now. He's working on he had been working on it for a while, but I'm currently still working on the theory, so it's not done yet. And while I was working on it, I had like a point where I just I was like, I'm done. I think I'm gonna stop. Not I wasn't like a bad thing. I was like, oh, like fuck this. It was like, it was like I'm just like I'm done being creative. Not like forever. Just for that moment. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stop. It happened earlier. It happened earlier. And I was recording. I've actually done a lot today. Where even though I think I look at it as like I didn't do anything today, I actually did a lot. Well, no, sorry. If I were to look at what I did today, and I looked at it and I was like, let's see how I was like, I don't know, like Kanye. I was watching the Kanye documentary, and I looked at what I did today. He'd be like, you did nothing. He wouldn't say that. He'd be, I don't know what he'd say, but. I'd be like, wow, I did nothing today. What I did today was I recorded the bit of spaces, I think it was like the, I don't know, but I recorded, actually, I'll tell you what I recorded for spaces, because this is supposed to, oh shit, I forgot this is supposed to start with a rap. Damn, that's why it felt so weird at the beginning. So I'll tell you what I recorded today. On the Spaces song, I went, seek new levels last year. Now I'm on the front, tip myself as a stranger. Do was an amateur, can't relate to regular. JY is my character. Open up that register, now can I see your manager? Entering the villain as I step inside the building, yeah. Entering the building, shit, I'm feeling like the ceiling, ayy. Entering the ceiling and I'm feeling like a villain, yeah. Entering the villain, got a feeling I'm a killer, man. Filling up these spaces, head inside a face and getting back to basics. JY in the Matrix, JY has potential. We have the same initials. Had a good kinetic, moving tracks were static. Those were all divided into 3 separate recordings. As in, those are 3 separate takes that I just did one in. Obviously, though, it took me probably to record all that. This probably took me 40 takes maybe. Nah, probably 30. Man, I would say 30. Maybe more. I'll say 30 to 50 is how many takes it took. I'll say 25 to 50. I don't know. But because I'm a perfectionist comes recording, dude. I don't do it. I don't move on until I know that's this is about as good as I get. Maybe I could get it better, but and I'll always try. What happens usually is I'll say, for example, I was recording a hook, and I'm like, okay, well, the hook is important, so I'm gonna to practice for a long time. In the beginning, I'm kind of just saying it. I'm saying it how I wrote it, and then I'm like, let's say I got it to where it's okay, this is pretty good, but what have I not discovered about this hook that I can unlock in terms of how I'm saying it? The pronunciation and flow. What have I not unlocked? What have I not tried yet? And so I'll kind of just And usually I find this out by just keep saying it over and over again. Eventually, like, by like recording it over and over and trying to get it good, I'll discover new ways I can say it on accident, or just be like, oh, I just thought of this, let's try that, or like, yo, I just did it, let's like, I did this in accident, let's actually pursue this idea. And that actually happened today with my my lo-fi song on the forward backward song. I'll actually pull it up so I can show y'all, because that was the other thing I did today. Was I recorded literally, I mean, it's technically it's not even like a hook, it's just like the intro to the song in actuality. Dang, 4 songs now? Wait, what? Oh, that one's not done yet, that's fine. We're on the JY Effects, the album, quite a bit right now. But yeah, but with the you kind of like unlock shit, and don't know where I was going with this, but yeah. But yeah, I did the Spaces thing. Yeah. Oh, with the forward backward song, something also, I kind of just like stopping when I just felt done. Recording this little what I'm about to play you, took me at least 30 minutes to an hour. I developed this theory of like 10 seconds of a song takes 10 minutes to record, like 30 seconds of a song takes like basically like a minute of a song takes about an hour for me to record. Kind of that's like the best correlation I could say. It's like, and it's also like one page of writing takes an hour, half a page takes 30 minutes. It's kind of, I've noticed that kind of similarity as well in like writing my novel. And writing a verse, I guess like a minute of a verse would take an hour as well. It's kind of crazy how like it's like something I would take me, recording an album could take, and I wrote a lyric down. Basically, it's like crazy how I could like write, what was it? You could listen to my song in minutes. It took me like hours to write and record. You could read my story, like my novel, that took years. You could read it in days. It took me years to write. And there's one more thing with it that like kind of listen, read. I don't know, but that's it's a cool thought. But if I played the beat, I think I could get copywritten, even though I technically bought the beat. And this could sound like shit, being that you won't hear the beat. But yeah, this is the forward backward. It's just the intro, but my idea is after the initial playing of like the intro, it's like I think I might have like it keep going in the kind of background. You'll kind of hear it. And nothing played. So why did that not? How is the playback on? Why is it on Zoom? See, now why is Zoom Audio Device the like automatic thing for Pro Tools? What? Okay. So this is it. Forward, backward, forward, backward, forward. And then like the verse would start, and you can still hear it, kind of like the hook in the background. Well, I'll talk about the intro. And that's kind of my idea, because the beat is like super trippy, it's like a lo-fi beat. It's like those like beats you kind of like study to, but I could never study this beat because I could never study to this kind of beat because I just want to rap on it, But yeah, that's what happened. Once the cool thing about making your own beats and rapping over your own beats is no one can tell you that you can't copyright it saying it's theirs, because for a fact it's not fucking theirs. That's what the JY Effect 2 Nando's nonsensical production style will be all about, being about fuck y'all, I did this on my own. You can't say you copyright it because I clearly know you didn't make the beat. I clearly know you didn't write the lyrics. How the fuck can you copyright this if I did this all on my own? So, yeah. Usually I write down topics for discussion beforehand. I didn't do that. So I'll kind of just freestyle this one. Work sucks. Recently I've kind of wanted to just not drop everything, but just like leave everything. And like recently, as in like kind of today, I'm kind of just sick of like how I'm living. Like it just really sucks. And I'm like, fuck this shit, I need to change. Fuck you doing James, kind of starts from a song somewhere. But I mean, I was watching like a bit of Rick Rubin, like kind of how he like kind of how he has so many Grammys, he doesn't like play really instruments or know much about music. It's because of, the way he lives his life and how he gets the artist to make their best album ever with him. And I want to do that. And I think, they usually come to his like crib. The crib is like completely white, it's like they kind of just like, we're talking about Johnny Cash now, like, how he and Johnny Cash would just like listen to music they liked and like kind of just talk about shit. But the big thing I saw was that they're just isolated from everything. And they're kind of just having fun. And like, music used to be really fun. It's still fun, but it's not as fun as it should be, I feel like. I mean, when I first started the 52 songs, like the song a week thing, and like when I was writing the songs for it, I mean, I was having like a blast. Like it didn't, I even though like it was work, it didn't feel like work. Sometimes now it feels like work. It's like I have to do this or else. And that's kind of why I think I'm not putting out as much music or making as much music, is because it feels like work as well. And I mean, obviously, I'd like to, I think if I did like go to a fucking beach, or like move to the mountains, it wouldn't be forever. But I think, I don't know. Kind of thinking about it now, it might not be a good idea, because the goal would go with someone else, because you're not just like alone. You gotta be at least with one more person who like understands the music, which we're being like someone like Tizzy, Malachi, Sebastian, Sebas, even Nehemiah would be dope as shit, or T-Wade, shit, maybe my sister, but someone like, who can like kind of just communicate, bounce off ideas off of, all those people I bounced off ideas in music, and, we make good music. Even my fucking like mom, I bounce ideas off of, and she's giving me good information. Like she even named the song Free Spirit. Which is, I mean, the song, she didn't make us, only thing, which actually did inspire, like, the intro. I am free, yeah, and I am me, yeah. Like, before, the song was literally called Life, and then is it a semicolon, or is it like a, I don't know, the two dots, Life, the two dots, and then it said bland and grand, because like in the hook I say, life is so bland, then life is so grand, yeah, or the other way, I don't remember. But I was like, this title is like, it doesn't fit the song, because the song is more, I don't want to say pop, but it is probably my most pop song. And the title I had, Life Bland and Grand, is more abstract, and the song isn't really abstract. Although lately my music is going, I really realized my kind of my beginning was pretty pop. I mean, like the John Bain, like not like the two SoundCloud mixtapes. Those are kind of just like, they don't go in pop or underground because they're just garbage, like just trash. But like John Bain has quite a bit of like pop beats, which is why I think I don't like it that much. Along with the fact like what I'm saying is more kind of like in the norm of like Obviously there's like some like shit that's like cool, but like there's a lot of like shit I'm like looking back on, even just like a year or two later, I'm like, the fuck. And I think really the biggest reason why I don't listen to the first John Bain that much is literally because that 4-song run, or is it 3 songs? I think it's a 3 or 4 song run, 3 or 4 songs in a row. Like when you listen to the album chronologically, it's kind of like this kind of sucks. Which it starts off with the prologue, which I like, Limbo Dreams, which is cool, Pulse, which is dope, Shooting Stars, but then it transitions to I think it goes Noise, Ill With It, then Iced Out, and those 3 songs are all produced by Kyoto, who makes like super like reverby beats, but like that sound kind of pop. And at first I loved them, like those songs, but then like after they're out, I was kind of like, these kind of suck. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with this. Lately, going like on a solo mission to the beach or some shit. Rick Rubin. I think it would be cool to just get away. Like a big thing would be like I wouldn't be on my phone as much. I think it's like a big distraction, and like kind of like what kind of makes me just so depressed. I want to find a routine in my day that can be like stable, where I'm not just like living in a mountain. Like a stable routine where I am right now. Like how can I make the best out of the situation? That's what I want to do. What would be the key to it? I know people always say a routine is great. I want to make a routine. Like ideally, I would wake up at 6 a.m. every day and go for a run, or like something like that. I think that would be kind of cool. But also like, but not just like going on a run by myself. But like running with other people, because like that shit, like with music, like that shit to me is, I did that in high school. That's how I started my day, like every day for like 4 years. Was that. And that was like, well, more so 3, because it was 4 years, but the first year I didn't like it, because it was just me and my friend Hunter. I mean, it was fun, but like I didn't care. I didn't really care about it. I wasn't like all the way in, which is what I have to. If I'm not all the way in on something, then I'm like, I'm not really doing it. It's kind of just half-assed, because I'm like an all or nothing kind of person. I'm an addict, so it's like I'm either all the way in or like I'm not doing it. So I think running in the morning would be awesome, and then after that, like, I don't know what would be next. Like, probably shower. Shower. And then after that, I don't really know what I would do. But I'd probably like try and create stuff. What the fuck? Marbury Solutions LLC. I'm at my sister's desk right now. Like, I don't know if I said that before. But yeah. But I think what would be cool would be working out at a gym at night. Like right now, if I was at a gym working out with a friend, I think that would be fun. Try and find a gym that's open 24/7. That isn't like a serious gym. Like I think a big reason why I don't go to the gym is because I don't have anyone to go with, but also like I do, like I could like go with someone, but like I think it's because, well, reason why I used to not go to the gym, because now it's kind of changed, I think, is because I was like, people are judging me, like I'm fucking like scrawny, like look at that dude's like got fucking huge ass muscles, I don't know. But I watched this video earlier today called it's like a Fight Club video analysis kind of. It had been on my watch later for a little bit. Like I wanted to watch it at a certain later time. I finally did it. It was kind of how men are like how they're more weak, how they're weak now and how they used to just be like kind of strong. And it's like kind of really crazy like a lot of the shit I'm like, yeah, that makes sense, because one of the things is like, you know, men don't feel like a part of anything. And when they are part of something, they have like high testosterone. Like you can like you know like they're just more confident. You know, like you can just kind of feel it when you're in that zone. Because I remember like the reason why I think I liked high school so much when I was a senior is because, you know, I was a part of a team and I was like the best on the team. Like my testosterone was like crazy high. I think, you know, like super high sex drive. You know. A lot of times now I'm just like, fuck, I just feel so lazy. I feel so weak. I think a big part of that is also I don't eat healthy. So like energy wise, I'm eating shit. You are what you eat. I eat shit. I'm gonna feel like shit. I really want to eat healthy. Yeah, I don't make any steps towards it. I just say it. I don't follow. Humans are great at like, you know, concepting ideas, but following through were terrible. Like something I would love to do is like talk about how I'm gonna write like a classic novel, but in actuality, do I even want to write that novel? But I remember as a senior, like I feel like I could get with any girl I wanted to. You know, even though I didn't, but like it felt like it. Like I felt on top of the world. I remember anytime I was at school, I was thinking like no one here can outrun me in a mile. Cause I was the fastest one at the mile. Like I was like, what a cool thought. No one here can run a mile faster than me. Like I'll take all these motherfuckers, like straight up. Like the shit that does to your ego, bro. It's just insane, you know. It's like walking in like a fucking like studio room and like none like with a bunch of rappers. Like none of these motherfuckers will now rap me. But that's kind of different because rap is more opinion based, where it's like. Track is like facts. It is time based, you know. It's it's like sports is like who won the game. The great thing about track or cross country is like it's like individualized and it's also like a team based. I mean, obviously, you know, like football and like basketball is both, but you can be individually great in track and not like whereas like, you know, so football is like team. It's like team based. Like if you have a bad receivers as a quarterback, you're gonna have a bad game. If that makes sense. If you have bad teammates in track, you can still be great. Because it's like individualized and also team. You know, reason why you want to have good teammates is like they'll push you more. Like you'll like feed off their energy. It's like, oh, this motherfucker has like. Is he about to pass me? No, I gotta can't let that happen. Where it's like, I gotta catch this guy like, in practice. You see him every day. It's like, fuck, this guy puts in work. You know, I respect him, but like I'm trying to beat his ass. Like, pause. I don't know. I used to want to be a cross country coach because of like, you know, how much that shit meant to me, and I didn't do it. Because I wanted to be a rapper. I was like, you know, I wanted to be a rapper. I still want to be a rapper. That hasn't changed, but it's like, what does that even mean? Like, this is all I really wanted to be since I turned like since I was like 18. All I wanted to be was a rapper. So it's like going on 6 years now of just wanting to be a rapper. It's funny because when I was growing up, I wanted to be like an athlete. I wanted to be like a soccer player, football player, like briefly wanted to be an actor. The crazy thing about cross country was I never wanted to do it. I never wanted to pursue it as like a career after I was done running because that wasn't a thing. Like there was no, I mean, it was a thing, but like it didn't. I knew I wasn't like that good to like really pursue it. I did in college, but I knew like after college there was no like career for me. Even if I was like great, even if I had ranked great in college, and didn't get into like drugs and like drinking and partying, and I just like was like just focused on cross country, I still wouldn't have like ran for the Olympics, because that's like kind of like what it all really is about, or like run IAF or some, run races, So it's like, why pursue it if I know I can't make it, in a way almost. Whereas with rap, it's like you can like spend your whole life trying to make it, and like make it at 40 or something, because it's based in just how it sounds, and like it's not based in like, I don't know, it's different. That's why like when I think of like people saying like rap is like basketball, or like it is, I don't know. Well, I think one thing I'm saying is that's why like basketball players want to be rappers and vice versa. I remember having like dreams of like teams making albums, like the Warriors like dropped an album, like I would like dream that kind of shit. I was like, why are they making like albums? Like why are the Warriors like, why did their album suck, or like why was it so good? But I never like dreamed of like Kanye and Drake teaming up against like fucking Mac Miller, Cal Scrooby, and like fucking J. Cole, or like Jay-Z and Biggie, playing Nas and Pac, or like I don't know. What would be like the basketball starting five for rap? Like point guard, like who's your facilitator for rap? Like who's the best rap facilitator? Like what would that be? Like the best dude that can like, I guess I'd be like, who's like the best at featuring? Because like you kind of want to like Lil Wayne, I don't know. Shooting guard, like who's gonna get you the points? You know what I'm saying? Like Drake, he's got the hits, or Jay-Z, Like if you like a big name, like you would want a shooting guard. Point guard, you like traditional and wise, like you could be like, I want something like kind of like maybe point guard you kind of want like no. I'm gonna build my own team kind of. I'm just like give out what I would do. I wouldn't give you like players necessarily sometimes, but like point guard, I'm gonna see like you kind of want someone like you like features a lot. Shooting guard, you want like Lil Wayne. I know he does like a shitload of features. Shooting guard, you want a star, like someone who can like use like box office, like that like or like has like classics and will continue to make classics, like Jay-Z and Drake, like they're just big names, like everyone knows, like they're household names. Even Kanye as well. But he's kind of like, I think he'd be more best as a sixth man because, well, not in terms of music, in terms of like just who he is. It's like, you don't always trust Kanye, but like he could drop 50 any night, but you also could give you like a fucking dud. Not in terms of music, in terms of like like what's gonna happen. Like Kanye's gonna go crazy, but at the same time, like a lot of the shit he says when people say he's crazy is actually just straight facts. Like the fact that people like criticize you for something, for speaking how you really feel. Like people just conform to like not speaking what really is on their mind. Like I think that's a big part of why like men feel so trapped. Going back to Fight Club, like why men feel so trapped in like the fucking world. Like why my novels like transgressive fiction, which is just like being sick of society, wanting to break out using extreme measures. Because what else are you gonna do? Just keep doing like, either gonna do that, or you're just gonna keep living this lie of a life that you just hate, slowly dying. Like that Ben Franklin quote to me, I think about it all the time as I approach this age. I'm 24. I'm almost 25, and he has a quote where it says, most men die at 25, but don't get buried until 75. You know, like, in a way, I'm about to die. Like if I don't do something different. Because if I don't, the longer you don't do it, the longer you just won't do it. Like, eventually you'll just become like, all right, this is what I'm going to do. Like, if I don't go travel the world, will I ever travel the world? Like, if I just don't, like, I feel like you gotta, like, do it shit that people don't understand to, like, do what you want to do. Like, what I really want to do, honestly, right now, is, like, just, like, live with Malachi and, like, Seabass and just, like, make music with them every day. Like, wake up, make music with them. Like, that's really what I would like to do. I don't really care to work at a restaurant. At all, actually. I mean, I know, like, I make money, but honestly, I made a lot of money there, and I could live off, you know, yeah, I could just wake up, make music with them every day, and make music off that, for being honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd also, what I really want to do also is just fucking, like, make movies. I want to, like, direct shit and act. That's what I want to do. I want to, like, run. Like, that shit's so damn fun. I'm not trying to rhyme, it just happened. I want to play basketball. Like, I want to, like, you know, have a relationship with a woman that is, like, meaningful. It isn't just, like, fucking, like, it's like, oh, this is going nowhere, no. Like, connection. Like, human connection is, like, you know, like, loneliness is a real thing, and I feel like a lot of people, like, don't even, like, know that they're lonely. I mean, they know, but it's like they don't know that they can do something about it. Like, that's why I feel like I feel like I'm helpless, and I feel like I can't do anything about it. But in reality, like, I could. I just, you know, I'm just lazy, and I have a terrible routine in my day that causes me to wake up at fucking 4 p.m. Part of that is, like, you know, eating like shit. I'll just be tired, you know, not getting up and you know, when I need to. You know, only time I ever get up is I have to get up for work. That's one time. And if I don't work that day, I'll just sleep in, like, all day. That's why when people ask me if they can have my shift, I'm like, no, because I need to work. Like, if I don't work, I won't do anything. I mean, I did stuff today, but that's not guarantee I'll do it tomorrow if I didn't work. Whereas if I work, I know I'll get up when I have to, as opposed to just being tired all day and eating like shit all day. I'll get up. I won't eat until, you know, I come home or like the end of my shift, and I could potentially run, and then I can work on stuff. And on top of that, I'm getting money. Like, I'm getting, like, paid for what I do. And I don't hate my job. I don't at all. I actually enjoy it. But I don't enjoy it that much to where I'm like, oh, let's just do this the rest of my life. Because literally, I mean, I worked a morning shift on Monday. And I had never had so much anxiety waiting tables in my life. I don't, you know, big part was probably Paul being there. The other part of it was I hadn't worked a morning shift in so long. And I just felt like I didn't belong there at all. Like, I was like, why am I here? You know, a couple reasons. One, I don't work with these people. Like, yeah, like, they, like, I see them occasionally at work, but I don't actually work with them. It was just like, it's almost like, I'm trying to think of, like, an example. It's like, oh, man, I'm trying to think of a cool example I could give. I mean, literally what it just is like, you work at someone in the same company, but, like, instead of being in the accounting office that day, you're in the financial office, if that makes any sense. It's like, I'm at the same company, but right now, like, I'm with completely new people who I see around at the office, and I'll say what's up to. I don't actually ever work with them. And also, like, the customers I'm working with, I have my regulars. These guys, I've never seen most of these people. And, like, the vibe is different because, like, you know, it's like 12 o'clock. It's like I'm getting lunch with, like, a friend. Whereas, like, it's 7 p.m. I'm eating with my family and my kids and, like, more my parents or both. And I'm, like, more relaxed and, like, I'm not rushing shit. Whereas like lunch, it's like you're kind of rushing. I felt so much anxiety, and I was like, man, like this is just the worst. I feel like I was on edge constantly. You know, it's like like the dinner. The best way I could explain it is this guy ordered the milkshake for his like lunch. Like he ordered at the beginning of the shift, and like that's all he was having. He's like, we ordered a malt at first, like a chocolate malt. I was like, okay, well, I don't think we have malts, but I didn't honestly, I didn't process it that we didn't have malts. But usually I'd be like, okay, like that could take a while, but I'll get it when I can. I usually take a couple minutes. And like, the guy had an hour to leave though, whereas at dinner it's like they have like 2 hours. Like it's like, I don't know. You ever like get like this like feeling of like I'm done? Oh, it's like, why am I doing this? Is it crazy like I talk to a phone for like an hour of just like thoughts I'm going through, and then post it somewhere where you can listen to it, and I don't know who listens to it, but I do it anyway. Anyways, though, back to like the starting five for basketball. Small forward, for small forward, I guess your star could be anyone. Like, the shooting guard doesn't have to be the star. I'm just like kind of like comparing to like Mike Jordan. Like the goat of like point guards, most people say is Magic. He was a distributor. Small forward would be LeBron, who's like more kind of all around based. And like that would be like kind of like for music it'd be like singing, producing, rapping. It's like they can do it all. Instantly, my mind went to Kanye, actually, because that guy can do it all. Like, he can produce. That's what he was. He can, like, rap. He can get others involved. Kanye might be actually the small forward of the team. Not the sixth man. He could do both. Power forward. Who's the best power forward? People say it's Tim Duncan. Like, he's, like, the big fundamental. So, like, speaking of, like, who's, like, the big fundamental of rap? Like, would you go more old school with, like, Tupac or Biggie? Like, what would... Big fundamental would be, like, they can just rap. Like, they have the fundamentals of rapping. Like... I feel like that would be like they can like if you put a mic in front of them, it's like they're coming out. Like if you and like another like you put like a microphone in front of them and someone else, like who's winning. And honestly, I would lately it's like wouldn't be this person, but like my mind went to old school Eminem, and like when you're doing it that way, if you're just going like purely up to like fundamentals, like. As like just like a wordsmith and rapper, that could be that could be him. That could be Eminem. I want to jump forward to center real quick. I'll come back to power forward and like maybe shooting guard, but for center, I want someone who's like gonna dominate. I want center who's gonna like dominate. Like they can take the game over because they're just so like their peak is like no one else's peak. And I feel like that's Kendrick Lamar. Like when they're at their peak, like he may not drop a lot of music. Like it's quality, like Shaq. I think of it's like he may not have like the longest peak, but his peak was like no one is more dominant. Like Kendrick Lamar has Good Kid, Mad City 2012. 2015 was like his next peak. It's like quite a big gap. Where you had Type of Butterfly. I'll skip Untitled. You go to 2017 with Damn. And you go to 2022, 5 years later, with another, like, you know, kind of dominant album. I think Kendrick, you know, it's kind of ironic because Kendrick's like 5'6", he's the center. Oh my God, 5'6" center. So yeah. I mean, this is like not really my list. It's like the list of like someone who like knows mainstream rap. So you got point guard, you got Lil Wayne. Shooting guard, Drake / Jay-Z. Small forward, Kanye. Power forward, Eminem. Center, Kendrick Lamar. If I did my all-time starting five, you know, this would be mine. Point guard, I want someone. Fuck it, I'm gonna tell you my people. You got Logic. You got Mac Miller. You got Russ. You got Drake. Who's my fifth? I think it was J. Cole. I don't remember. Let me check. I haven't looked at this in a while. My top rappers. Yeah, it's J. Cole. Wow, I have Kanye behind Joey Badass. My current favorite rappers: Russ, Mac Miller, Cal Scrooby, JPEG Mafia, Coda the Friend, and Crush. That is who I'm listening to the most in terms of rap. Rapping like a motherfucker, motherfuckers dressing less. Tell them that the best is back. But yeah, I think I need to make life changes or else I'm gonna be dead at 25, which is in about 3 months. So yeah. I don't know. I kind of want to leave Houston. But it's like, where would I go? Like, what would I, you know? Like, what would I do? Like, where would I go? Like, who would I be with? That's like the whole thing. Like, it's not about the city. It's about who's in the city. Really? Like, the city matters because, like, you don't want to live, like, in a place where there's, like, no sun ever because that's just depressing. But if you're just staying inside because you're all alone, then like, you're not getting no sun anyways. Damn. That's actually really cool. Rewind. What did I just say? It's not about who's in this. It's not about the city. Hold on. I gotta sneeze. It's not about the city. It's about who's in the city. Obviously, it's a bit about the city because you don't want a city where the sun never shines like Seattle, where it's depressing and it just rains. But if you're inside all day because you don't know no one in the city and you're just staying like in the house like a loner, you're getting no sun anyways. So it's better to be in Seattle depressed because there's no sun with friends as opposed to being in your room in Houston depressed because you have no friends. Yeah. Damn, it got dark at the end. Point is of this whole thing is life is a gift and a curse. At one hand, it just is absolutely terrible. At the end, it's a fucking miracle you're alive. And it's all you've known is just being alive. You never know what it's like to be dead. You've just known being alive. That's all you've known in life. It's just life itself. You don't know what death is like. You don't know what it was like before you were born. You know, you may have you don't have any memories of like let's say maybe you are reborn as someone. You don't remember those memories before as whatever you were. Like, you haven't known what it's like to be dead. Because let's say even you were dead, you came back to life. Were you ever dead then? Possibly. I watched American Psycho recently, and oh my god. Just incredible. I think it's already in my top 10. And I've only seen it once. Like most of my top 10 I've seen at least 3 times. Like the top 2 is like I've seen it like 10. I've seen it like 10 times. Donnie Darko and Fight Club. Like I've seen them 10 times. Something I also want to talk about. I just remembered it. I'm 42% Scottish. Scotland has people who, because I watched another movie called Under the Skin, trippy as fuck, but also kind of boring as fuck. It was like men in that movie who were talking like they're they're actually just like they weren't even acting. They were just like kind of like they were acting, not knowing they were acting. Like those guys were talking. I don't understand a word they were saying. And I have a friend who I went to college with named Max, and that guy would talk. The first year we knew each other, he would talk. Mostly the first month, he would talk to me. I was like, I don't know a word he is saying. That's how most Scottish people talk like. Is that why I can't speak? Like, is that why I stutter and like will just mumble words? I'm 42%. That's like what I am more than anything else. You know, is that have to do with anything? Like, is my tongue Scottish? Like, is that like, can you have a Scottish tongue or like mouth that like, you know what I'm saying? Or is my mouth German? Like, I don't think it's German because I think Germans talk pretty clearly. Like, is there something in the Scottish mouth that, you know, makes people just like speak, and it's like I don't know what you're saying, kind of like. Because I do struggle with speaking. I'm not good at it. Like, if I'm reading something, I'm gonna fuck up like a lot. If I'm reading out loud and I haven't read it before, if I have it written down, it's a script, and I'm trying to read it for my music, I'm gonna fuck it up. I can't read long scripts of my music, which is why I kind of just stick to small scripts. Like, usually when you hear something that I've like recorded me talking, it's like multiple takes of different takes. Like, the intro was never, ever going to be the same line as the outro. Well, I mean, it could be, but, like, it usually isn't. I think I think I'm going to end this. Something I want to talk about before I do end it, though, is what if I'm literally just on this planet, which is a simulation. Like, I'm just in this simulation to write The Wasted Life, like the novel. Like, what if I'm just here to write that novel and make the soundtrack that's inside of it? Like I'm here to write the novel, write the music that the characters make in the novel, and then also make a soundtrack for it. Because in my other life, that is like the real life, I'm like a huge artist and like novelist. And I was like, I want to combine them both for y'all. And I was like, I know what I'll do. I'll go in a simulation as another person. Like, I'm not even like James in this other like universe or I'm not James outside of the simulation, which is the real world. Like, this is like we're in a simulated world. I'm not crazy. I'm sane in this idea. Like, what if that was the thing? You know? Like, and also, what if it's like the Truman Show though? Like, motherfuckers are just like watching my life, and they're like, "Damn, this is depressing." It also because like they all can hear my thoughts. It's like the fucking show You, dude. Like, my favorite show ever. I've only seen it once, but it was like speaking to my life. I'm not a killer, but his thought process and the way he thinks and the way, he just obsesses over women and like stalks them is like hot as fuck. I don't know. Like, because like how men live, like we live like we're so weak, and like we have to live like, like weak men have to live in the shadows, and like I'm not saying I'm weak, but I'm not like a strong guy, like I have tiny fingers, like I think that's why this show is so fucking awesome and so successful, because it speaks to weak men. He's not like weak. He's kind of like a cool guy, but like he has like weak tendencies. Like, why is he stalking these women? Like he obsesses over them. Like, that's like such like an attractive thought. To me at least. Yeah, go watch that show if you haven't. I watched that show. Like, it's like I think I watched 3 seasons in like a week, and like jacked off so many times too while I was doing it. Because I'm a weak man, and I gotta change that. I gotta be a strong man, That just sounds like a fucking kid. You gotta be a strong man, son. Be a strong man. Don't be weak, man. Grow to be a strong man, son. So yeah. The JY Effect, quick update before I do depart. It's gonna be 13 songs. I've recorded 2. I've recorded another one that has been recorded also by Sebas and mixed by Sebas, produced by Sebas, called Sending Me Serenity. It was supposed to be on the last album, but implications caused it not to be because of deadlines mostly. Deadlines is why it's not on the album. Not because of how it sounds, it's literally just deadlines. And, well, I mean, he did steal my verse, partly. He stole a lot of it. I mean, I don't have a problem because he produced it, but he took a lot, which is what bugged me the most. Like, yeah, you take a couple, like, if it's 50-50, that's awesome, but it's like 60-40. I'm like, dude, you took a lot of what I had, but you did add a lot to the intro, and you obviously mixed it and produced it, but you did take a lot of what I wrote and recorded it, and I'm like, just don't take that much, like, that's it, like, I don't know, in his eyes, he's in the right, and in my eyes, he's in the wrong, so, that he's not, because he produced it, and, like, mixed it, so, speaking of mixing, I mixed a song. I wrote a verse and mixed my verse on a Malachi song. Beat's called Easy Rider. He produced the beat, but oh my god, dude, I mixed the shit. It took me like 4 hours to mix that verse, bro. It's like a minute. If it sounds so awesome. Last thing, dude, the JY Effect 2, Nando's nonsensical production style, crazy beats. I mean, absolutely insane beats. And insane raps too. And I haven't wrote a single line. I only made 2 beats for it, but they're just crazy. They're insane. And I haven't even gotten into really producing a lot. Like, I don't know how many songs it'll be, but like, it's gonna be just insane. Like, it'll knock your fucking socks off. Hello, Tina. You are in mind of Marbury, volume 8. Your breathing has entered the recording. They can hear you. That's what you sound like. Yeah. So that concludes it. Final word of advice. Accept vices can be good, but don't find different vices. Not advice, but it's like vices can be helpful, but you gotta balance. My final advice is balance. Balance is really the key to life. Key to happiness. There is no key to happiness because you're gonna get sad sometimes. Well, maybe not. Maybe some people are just happy all the time. Be an alpha male. Don't be beta. Be alpha. Or actually be the other thing. What's it called? Sigma? Be a sigma male. That's what I am after all.